Hi, welcome to the Drama Club podcast. Today we'll be talking about Selena Gomez and Justin Bieber. And Brittany Murphy, mostly. Yeah, obviously. Obviously.
Yeah, totally.
Stay tuned. You better, otherwise. Okay, just wait.
What up, fam? It's good, y'all. Feels good, right? Yeah, I know it do. And without further ado, we broadcasting live from CA to NY.
I just saw that this pinup girl I followed, Genevieve. You follow that girl?
No.
She's on Dita's show. She's part of Dita's cast now.
She's the thick one or no?
She's blonde. She's not thick.
Okay, then I'm thinking of somebody else.
Well, she was just at Hollywood Forever at Hugh Hefner's. They like put a plaque up for him now and everything.
Oh,
and
good.
It's right next to Marilyn.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's everything he's always wanted.
I know. That's so weird.
We gotta go see that.
I know. I want to. And Betty Page is there too.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
R.I.P. to Betty Page, an icon.
R.I.P. Seriously.
Like the icon, maybe? With
Nobody
Marilyn?
could do bangs like you, girl.
I'd try.
Have you ever had Betty Page bangs?
Yeah. One time when I bleached my hair a little too much and I had to cut them short anyway, I tried to do
funny.
I tried to do the Betty Page bangs. It didn't work out for me.
That's a hard look to pull off.
Yeah. I think it looks cool. It just didn't fit me as well as I thought I would. Also, my hair's kind of curly, so unless it was like super, super straight, like
that's
it would
hard.
look a little funky.
Yeah. Like, I think that's a cool look, but then that's like a whole look.
Yeah.
Like, those bangs kind of like, they...
I mean...
I'm looking at pictures of Betty Page and she's getting spanked by a werewolf.
I mean, okay, tell me about it. Like, my hair is... It's
own thing.
It's its own thing, and I kind of don't like that. And
I know. I thought you would move on by now. You've had that hairstyle for years now.
Yeah, because it's hard to get out of it.
I know.
You know,
yeah, to grow it out must be a fucking pain.
I gotta strategize. Like, how am I gonna do? Am I gonna grow out like one side maybe or something?
You gotta shave it all and then just go all over.
No, I don't. No, because I don't like that like round. I don't want to have like a bowl cut. You know?
Yeah. Fuck me.
Yeah, I know. I kind of painted myself into a corner.
That sucks. It's all right. It'll dry.
Yeah, that's true. One day the paint will dry. That's gonna be like your motivational quote.
Yeah, when I give motivational speeches, my motivational speeches would cost $5 to enter, and then I'd just be like, "Fucking get over it! I don't have time for this shit, and neither do you. The world keeps going, and nobody has time to fucking stop and wallow in their misery. Okay." Bills gotta get paid.
That would be worth the $5. You get a taco with your entrance or something?
You get like a low key stale donut and like fucking gas station coffee.
Okay.
Right?
Worth it.
Perfect. And I'll do my hair. So it'll be worth the $5.
Price of admission to see your hair.
You get one cigarette and 5-second look at my hair.
Cigarettes.
Cigarettes. Every time you say that, I think of Baby Drew Barrymore. Doing coke at fucking Studio 54. What a time.
When we were in New Orleans, for some reason, I kept saying cigars, cigarettes.
You did do that. Because they were little cigarette girls, right? Or were they just picturing them?
Yeah, we were picturing them.
We were having hallucinations on Bourbon Street of cigarette girls.
Yeah, that's the alternate title for our podcast. Cigars, cigarettes.
Every new event becomes a source for new questions. Who is this? Why does Mother hug this stranger?
All right, guys. Well, my name is May.
And my name is Stephanie. And this is the Drama Club.
A.K.A. the Dog Club. A.K.A. El Club de Drama. A.K.A. everything.
All that. I was thinking all that is a dope-ass name for a show.
Oh, yeah. All that and more.
Yeah.
Well, we're the podcast all about your favorite scandals, be it celebrity scandals,
infamous scandals, sports scandals.
Yep. Regular people scandals.
Scandals.
True crime scandals.
Ooh, true crime. Watch out. Bang, bang. Murderino gang.
No, don't fuck with them because they're like pretty hardcore. They'll come for us.
Yeah, those fools will kill us.
Yeah, so welcome.
Yeah, welcome. Bienvenidos. Bienvenue. What's our hot topic today, May?
Okay, so there's kind of a developing story that's in the news right now that I feel like we have to talk about.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's that there were bombs sent to prominent critics of the president across the country.
They were, like, it's confirmed. They were fucking bombs?
Yeah, they're real bombs. Not a single one went off.
Holy shit.
Thank goodness.
Yeah.
But yeah, we don't know if they were meant to not go off to send a message or if the person was just garbage at making bombs. But bombs were sent to, among other people, the Clintons, the Obamas, the Bidens, George Soros, former Attorney General Eric Holder.
Robert De Niro's restaurant, right?
Robert De Niro, Auntie Maxine Waters. Who else?
That's fucking scary, me.
Yeah, it's so fucking scary. Oh,
and
former head of the CIA, John Brennan.
Wow.
Yeah.
And all mailed within the U.S.
Yes, they're thinking that most, if not all of them, came from Florida.
Oh, wow. Well. And what has, like, our fucking puppet of a president said about it? Nothing, huh?
He said something yesterday, like, you know.
He did?
He put on his best, like, serious voice and was like, these acts are abhorrent and we're going to do everything we can to catch these people, whatever.
You fucking push people to do shit like that. Like, yes. You fucking pump them up to do shit like that. You make this kind of behavior appropriate.
Yeah.
When it's
you
not.
say that these are our enemies. And he literally said at a rally that Hillary should be put in front of a firing squad. So
you're fucking disgusting.
Fucking stupid. So early in the morning, or when we were like really deep into it, I think they had just found the bomb at CNN. He said like, oh, this is terrible, whatever. But then later that night at a rally, he was saying like, oh, you, the media, have brought this upon yourselves because you're so negative because of all the negativity that you spew our way, my way.
Are you fucking kidding me? This is why I can't even listen to shit about him or want to talk about him because it's like, it's like he's so fucking delusional and he only looks outside, not to himself. Like, I can't even fucking deal with that shit.
Yeah, it's really, I don't know. It's beyond gross what's happening right now. And
yeah, the country is divided, to say the least.
Yeah.
But imagine, like, that's not okay. Like, we can't have... So, let's just guess whoever sent it is red, right?
Mm-hmm.
They can't just fucking target blue people to, like, kill them.
Yeah, exactly.
For what they have to say. That's against everything our country stands for.
Yeah.
We're allowed to have differing political opinions. We're allowed to speak up. Yeah, that's a great thing. Yeah, we can't be killing each other over that shit. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to go kill a Republican, even though I think it's disgusting.
Yeah. I was a couple people popped into my head though.
I know, me too, man. That's not gaming.
Yeah.
No, but you would never.
No,
like, that's
of course not.
Fucking disgusting. Like, aren't we better than this? Aren't we the fucking leaders of the free world? No.
We're supposed to be, but not anymore.
And we don't have any good fucking standards. Other countries look at us and they just fucking talk shit. Like, we're ridiculous.
Yeah. And you know, the only way to fix it
is to vote.
We gotta vote.
Everybody go vote. You are entitled to 4 hours paid leave at your job on election day.
I didn't know that.
Yes, a lot of people don't know that. So if your boss gives you shit, if it's like if you drive a fucking commute and wherever your voting place is fucking far, you can tell them that you have to leave 2 hours early or 3 hours. I mean, I don't think anybody really gets the full 4 fucking hours.
Right.
But like, if you need to leave early, you're entitled to get that as paid.
Well, that's great.
Yep.
Well, let's not get into the fact that voting should be a national holiday. Voting day, election day should be a national holiday.
We got national holidays for other dumbass shit.
Columbus Day,
fucking President's Day. Fuck the presidents. What do they need a fucking day for?
Ooh, when I was at the South Coast Plaza,
Oh.
I was, I'd be shopping. I was shopping, and
is that what you do there? I go kayaking at South Coast Plaza.
I was at a fancy store which shall remain nameless. Doing some shopping, and then I heard this woman say like
Forever 21.
Yeah,
Sorry, that was too late.
I was at Forever 21. Anyway, so I was looking at something, and a woman was talking to the sales girl, and she was saying like, "Ooh, you guys are having a sale. Is it because it's Columbus Day?" And she was like, "Oh, is it Columbus Day?" The sales girl said that, and then she was like, "Oh yeah, it is." And then the woman who was buying something was like, "Isn't it terrible that in our country people are just throwing aside, like, I guess he just founded our country, no big deal." Like, she was being sarcastic like that.
Oh shit.
And I was kind of like, like if I was a different kind of person.
Yeah, no, but
there's no winning.
That's hard too. That's what makes me mad too, is like you hear people say shit, or like me, like I hear family members say shit, and it's like, I don't want to get into that because there's no winning. There's no winning with those kind of people. Like, you're just going to argue and you're just going to get all riled up and ruin your afternoon.
Yeah.
So you just kind of like eat it, right? Te lo
Yeah.
trágatelo.
Yep.
But then it's like, they don't fucking do that. Like, if you said anything, they would be the first people to fucking jump down your throat.
Yes.
And that bothers me so much. I wish I was like a slightly more abrasive. I don't need to be more abrasive though. I need to relax. So. any areas of my life where I'm not abrasive, I need to just roll with that.
No, but you're like that. You're the right kind of abrasive. You're like that.
Thank you, man.
Thank
you so much.
You're that sponge. You're that sponge that is yellow on the bottom and green on the top. You got the right mix, the right ratio of abrasion.
Thank you, man. You a good ass friend.
I wish I had that level of abrasiveness.
Passive.
I'm a yellow sponge. That's all I am.
So is my brother. Like, he just doesn't fight with anybody. Like, and he always gets mad at me. Like, why you get mad? You're dumb. But I can't. I gotta be mad.
Gotta be mad. Well,
we should all be mad when we go vote.
Can you believe that even our dude Robert De Niro got wrapped up in this shit?
That's fucked up, man. And then I saw that they sent it to his restaurant. I was like, that's extra fucked up.
Was it Nobu?
No.
Oh,
he owns Nobu?
He's one of the major part owners, I think.
Damn.
I think there's
awesome.
like 4 or 5 of them, and he's like one of them.
Damn, that's fucking sick. Good for him.
Yeah.
No, I think it's like one in Tribeca. But anyways, yeah, that's horrible. But he did pop off on, which I think is fucking awesome.
Yeah, everybody do that because he hates that shit. He hates when prominent celebrities, when people more famous than him or more respected than him,
right,
like talk shit about him. He hates that shit.
Right, which is basically everybody on this earth.
Remember when he called Meryl Streep overrated? I was like, oh hell no.
That was crazy.
Do not come from Meryl.
I know, seriously.
Maybe I was on the fence about Trump before that, but no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding, obviously.
But that was the turning point.
That was the last straw.
Don't you dare talk shit about Meryl. Mexican people, whatever.
Yeah, what else?
Meryl, hell no.
Oh, just before we close out the Hot Topic segment, I just want to say we've got the caravan of Central American migrants coming. Just good luck to them.
I know, seriously, good luck to them. I've been watching that every day with my parents, like their status. Some of them have passed away already, and so we send our thoughts out to them
for sure.
Yeah,
maybe you don't want to come here. It's terrible.
For real, that's what I think.
Like go straight through to Canada.
Yeah, like there's clients that we had that I would be like, why didn't you come during the Obama administration? Like, why would you choose now?
Yeah,
when it's the worst it's been in a long time.
That tells you how bad it is over there.
I know, seriously. And people don't even get that.
Yeah.
You're going to go somewhere where you're fucking literally hated, you know?
Right.
It's still safer than where you're from. Mm-hmm. Ooh, this is a real political ass podcast today.
But all children may not be as fortunate as Jimmy. Take Molly here, walking home from school after a day of disturbing experiences, which she is now reliving in her mind.
Okay, should I start?
Yeah, start. I don't know what you're doing, so.
Ooh, well, yeah, you do.
I do?
Yeah, so this is a request from our Instagram friend
Okay.
and fan of the podcast, Sydney. This has been on our list from the get-go, but I mean, I was definitely nervous to try and tackle this one because there's a lot out there about her life.
Okay.
So this is a story of Brittany Murphy.
Woo! Thank you for suggesting this, Sydney. I'm pumped.
I wouldn't have done it if she didn't suggest it. I definitely wouldn't. I would have just like put this one off.
Yeah. Okay.
Because
cool.
it was really hard actually. But they're all hard.
Speaking of our girl Brittany Murphy, who we're both fans of, by the way.
Yes.
They announced the Clueless remake today.
What?
Yeah.
Ew. Why?
That ruined my day.
That is gonna ruin my day.
You don't mess with perfection, right?
No. What are you gonna have them redo the Mona Lisa? What the fuck?
Yeah, exactly.
No.
So
what the fuck?
I'm hoping, and I'm sure there's gonna be backlash to this.
Yeah, it'll get cut.
Yeah, so hopefully they don't.
Hopefully it does.
Yeah.
Ew, fuck that. Or unless they call it like that name of that chafa Halloween costume. It was like notionless.
Oh, that was so
Jazzy
funny.
sent it to us.
Yeah. Jazzy sent it. That was so fucking funny.
Yeah, I was dying. So for this topic, I fucking subscribed to Auntie Lawyer's podcast.
No, you didn't?
Yes, I did.
Oh, share it with me.
So yeah, you could go onto my shit.
Okay.
So I could listen to parts 1 and 2 of his Brittany Murphy episodes.
Yeah.
I also listened to this other podcast, Not Another True Crime Podcast, on the death of Brittany Murphy from the Betches Network.
Oh, Betches.
Yeah, you know them?
Yeah.
And I also, a bunch of magazine articles and per usual, all the motherfucking Wikipedias.
All the Wikipedias. Alternate title to this podcast, all the Wikipedias.
All right. So Brittany Ann Bertolotti, which is her birth name, was born in Atlanta on November 10th, 1977.
Hold up. That's going to be the biggest reveal of this episode. That Brittany is from Hotlanta?
Low key, she invented twerking. With her bony ass.
She's twerking in heaven right now.
I hate when bony bitches try to twerk.
Me.
Like, bitch, sit down. You're going to sprain yourself. You're gonna butt sprain.
There's a video on my Instagram that it's you and me and Tiff at your bachelorette party, and Tiff is like twerking a little bit. Literally every time I watch it, I laugh.
Yeah, that's awesome. I like that video of us dancing. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So Brittany's parents, who are important to her story, are Sharon Murphy and Angelo Bertolotti.
Okay, she's Italian or something?
She's half-seas and I don't know what else.
Okay.
They divorced when she was 2 years old, and Brittany was raised by her mother and, like we all know, took her mother's last name.
Yeah.
At 4 years old, Brittany began attending the Vern Fowler School of Dance and Theater in New Jersey.
Oh, okay. So they moved away.
Her mom did, yeah. Her mom and her. She trained in singing, dancing, and acting.
Okay, cool.
So she was bred for this shit.
Mm-hmm.
She had professional headshots before the age of 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. Brittany's mother then moved her to Los Angeles in 1991 at 13 years old, so Brittany could pursue an acting career before high school started.
Okay.
So Brittany really puts her mom on a pedestal, and she really stands for her mom.
Yeah. I watched the Brittany Murphy Lifetime movie when it came out.
You did? I was gonna ask because I didn't see it, and I was wondering if you watched it.
Yeah, when it came out.
How was it?
It was bad, but
it was bad. I remember I was excited that they were doing a Lifetime movie about her, and then I didn't catch it, and then I remember everybody saying it was bad, so I never seen it actually.
Yeah. But they did, like, they showed how close they were as mother and daughter.
They were crazy close. Basically, it was just the two of them.
Yeah.
So it's like they were crazy close. And Brittany claims a lot that her mom moved her to LA to pursue acting. She says that it wasn't her mom pushing her to do it, that she asked her mom to move. So she's like, my mom did everything for my success. Like, my mom dropped everything and moved me to LA for me,
Yeah. And if you make it, I'm sure you're like, thank you so much for doing all this for me. I get it.
Yeah. But what Auntie Lawyer said, and a lot of things I read said, that by all means, Brittany's mom seemed to relish in her daughter's success, fame, and money.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah, it looks like she really loved and really wanted the lifestyle for herself too, just as much as for Brittany. So a lot of her, quote, support for Brittany's career was also because Brittany was the fucking breadwinner for both of them.
Sure.
And Brittany was actually talented.
Yeah.
So she was going to make it.
Yeah.
What NT said was we basically have like a Dina Lohan mom situation going on. But in this case, Brittany actually was talented. So it's like, imagine.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, how she's going to support her.
Yeah.
So at 13, Brittany landed her first Hollywood job starring in a short-lived series, Drexel's Class.
I have no idea what that is.
I mean, it's a TV show.
Okay.
But from then on, she was guest starring pretty consistently on a bunch of TV shows, including Parker Lewis Can't Lose, Blossom, Sequest 2032, Murder One, Sister, Party of Five, Boy Meets World, and Frasier.
Wow, those are like very quintessential 90s shows.
TV shows, right? Might as well put fucking Family Matters on that shit. What was that robot show with the sister?
Small Wonder.
Small Wonder. I used to like that show.
I never watched it.
Really? I used to watch it. I don't know. Whatever.
You know what I used to fuck with? Well, like one of my all-time favorite shows is Who's the Boss?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I never fucked with that show.
Dude, it's so fucking good.
I'm sure I'd like it if I watched it now.
Tony Danza's Bae.
Yeah, he's really cute, huh?
Yeah.
Is Scott Baio in that?
No.
Oh, okay.
That's Party of Five.
Oh, okay. Scott Baio's in Party of Five?
Oh, no. I'm sorry.
That's Jared Leto.
No, Jared Leto's on Party of Five.
Oh my god.
No.
This is so bad.
No. Scott Baio's and Charles in Charge.
Charles in Charge. Yeah, okay. Whoops. Okay, so then in 1995, the world and Brittany would change forever. At 18 years old, Brittany Murphy had a breakthrough role in the teen comedy Clueless.
Notionless.
Which
I
is
hope not
fucking cult
sporadically.
Hey, you guys, I never had straight friends before.
You're a virgin who can't drive.
Her fucking face. I still have that Virgin Mary candle you got me with Brittany Murphy
Oh,
on
yeah?
it.
Have you burned it at all?
No, hell no. I want that shit forever. So this movie is fucking lit.
It's one of the greatest movies ever made. It's just super on point. It captures
it's so good.
everything about being that age in a very smart way. And
everybody's hot.
Yes.
Everybody's fucking dope. It's so cool. I love it.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, it might get ruined, according to me. It's a developing story, guys. So this was a fucking hit for Brittany, and this like really brought her to the forefront, right? So she kept acting in films pretty much from here on out, both independent and box office, including the movies Freeway, Bongwater, Girl Interrupted, and Drop Dead Gorgeous. In 1997, at 19 years old, Brittany made her Broadway debut as Catherine in A View. I'm sorry. As Catherine in A View from the Bridge, opposite Allison Janney.
Ooh,
I know.
Now I want to see that.
Me too. I was like, low key, whatever. But then they said Allison Janney, and I was like, damn.
You know, I would pay, let's say there were like a TV service that gave you direct access to Broadway plays, and it was like $500 a year or something. I would pay for that shit.
Perfect. I would do it too. A lot of great actors will go and do Broadway. I wonder how that feels.
Yeah, and some of their talents don't always translate to the stage, though.
Totally. So that same year, she started voicing the character Luann Platter on King of the Hill, which she did for the entire run of the show until 2009.
Very cool.
So she's fucking killing it. She's, A-list actress, B-list sometimes,
Right, but she's not doing anything like
bad choices.
Right, that she doesn't want to do for the money or whatever. She's doing like, remember, was she in Riding in Cars with Boys?
No, that's Drew Barrymore and
Brittany Murphy, yeah.
Oh my god, it is Brittany Murphy.
Brittany Murphy is the one who's like, you're killing me. Why don't you just put a gun to my head?
Oh my god, I forgot about that. That's awesome. I think she's so talented and
Yes.
so underrated.
Yes, because she's super likable,
Yes.
just like in and of itself, and then you throw the talent on top of that.
Yeah.
She's a Reese Witherspoon type.
Totally. And everywhere when I was like doing this research, everybody says that about her. Like pretty much everybody across, the fucking internet agrees that she was underrated.
Mm-hmm.
And I was reading this thing Roger Ebert wrote about her one time where he's like, the great thing about Brittany Murphy is everybody thinks she's dumb, but I think she's brilliant because she makes everybody think she's dumb.
Yes.
Like she's so talented.
Right.
You really think it's her.
And in like the famous roles where someone's playing, where especially women, where women are playing idiots, dumb people,
or like ditzy. Yeah.
Yes, there is always a layer of intelligence in those roles, like in the good ones.
Yeah.
You know,
like Lucille Ball.
Yes, like
Yes.
Reese Witherspoon in Legally Blonde, like fucking Judy Holliday in Born Yesterday. Like these are they're so smart. I love those roles.
Me too. When they're done well.
When they're done well, yeah.
Because it's so... No, I totally agree 100% with what you just said. So in her 2000s, her career kept on moving with roles in Don't Say a Word, Spun, 8 Mile, Uptown Girls, Just Married, and Little Black Book.
Okay, that's when I think it kind of falls off a little bit. Uptown Girls, Just Married, Little Black Book.
Yeah, I never saw Little Black Book. I saw Uptown Girls. I thought it was cute, and I really like Dakota Fanning.
You know I fuck with Dakota.
I know
Fanning.
You fucking love Dakota Fanning.
Dakota Fanning
like adopt her.
She's like she's the second best American actress behind Meryl Streep.
You're so ridiculous. Dakota Fanning needs to win an Oscar.
Yeah, she does.
Oh,
actually, like low key, I think Elle Fanning is a better actress than her now. She's kind
of damn man.
Yeah, she's doing her thing. Shout out to Elle Fanning.
I can't believe you would turn your back on your girl like that. That's fucked up. Are you gonna turn your back on me like that? Should I watch my back?
You got a little sister?
I know.
Is don't say a word. Is that I'll never tell?
Yes, it's like a thriller, scary movie.
Yeah. Okay,
that was okay. I saw that. I remember when it came out.
That's literally the only thing I remember about it.
Yeah, it's whatever. Mm-hmm. Don't watch it.
Okay.
She did more voice work also around this time. She was a part of the first installment of Happy Feet in 2004, which also showcased her singing talents.
Oh, that's right. She can sing.
She sang good. She can sing. Yeah. And she could fucking dance, dude.
She could dance?
She could dance.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. She also did some singing on the side with a band called Blessed Soul in the early 90s. And I couldn't find anything.
Oh, no.
We got to listen to that shit.
We do.
If anybody has a tape of Blessed Soul.
She's giving me Juliette Lewis vibes. Because, Juliette Lewis has that. She's always in a band of some sort.
Yeah, but Juliette Lewis is problematic. She's Scientologist.
Yeah.
She's like up there too. And her ex-husband, Steve Barra, who's a professional skateboarder, he's like hella problematic. So I just think like if she was married to him, like...
Can they have an episode?
They should, dude.
Okay.
Because he wasn't Scientologist and then he converted for her.
Yeah, of course he did.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
Anyways, okay. All right, so now she's like, she's doing good. She's like doing fucking studio movies and starring in them. She's probably making great money.
Yeah.
So I want to pause and talk about her relationships and love life a little.
Perfect, because you brought up Just Married.
Yes, and I usually try to tie it all in, but in Brittany's case, I think it's really important to see the guys she dates and the way her relationships start to transition. Because she was engaged about 4 times after all.
Oh, okay.
All right, so her first public boyfriend, maybe even her first ever boyfriend, was fellow actor Jonathan Brandis. Do you remember him?
No, who is that?
He's a child actor known for his roles in The Neverending Story, Ladybugs. Google him. You know him.
Yeah, I was going to ask you if I see his face, will I know who that is?
Yes, you will.
Okay.
Everybody will. And he was on Full House, like as guest starring roles too.
Okay.
But they met while he was a star on the show Sequest 2032, which she guest starred on.
Yeah.
He's blonde.
Yeah, for sure. Never-ending Story.
Yeah, and Ladybugs. Remember that movie, Ladybugs?
No.
It's that one's funny. You should watch it.
He's like the poor man's River Phoenix.
Yes. So he dated Brittany around the same time that Clueless came out, and they went to prom together.
Oh.
So they were teenage sweethearts.
Mm-hmm.
Then on November 11th, 2003, at the age of 30, Jonathan hung himself from a nylon rope in the hallway of his LA apartment.
No way.
He actually died the next day. So he was taken to the hospital and he didn't die.
Fuck.
I know, that's fucking horrible. He left no suicide note. And a lot of people speculate about his death.
Uh-huh.
Friends say that he was super depressed regarding his career downfall.
Yeah.
Because at the peak of his game, he was like teen beat, 80s
Mm-hmm.
heartthrob. He
Yeah.
was fucking everything, you know?
Right.
And he had begun drinking around this time.
Drunking.
Drinking around this time.
Also drunking.
Also drunking.
Yeah.
Brittany was allegedly in touch with him at the time of his death. And their relationship, by all means, seems to have like fizzled naturally. Like they started dating as teenagers. They broke up, right?
Yeah, that happens.
No bad looks on the side of either one of them.
Uh-huh.
But it's just interesting. And I'll talk about this more later.
Okay.
Her next public relationships were with Tom Green in 2000.
Oh, no, don't do that, girl.
And Fred Durst shortly after.
Go back to Tom Green.
I know, right? How is Tom Green the better of the two?
Fred Durst. Okay, here's a fun fact for you guys. Fred Durst on Thursday nights hosts a jazz club at Black Rabbit Rose.
What the fuck, May?
Yes, he puts on like a suit and everything. No,
That is
no
so
red
random.
backwards cap.
No white, what were those shirts called that girls used to wear? Tube tops?
No tube tops. No, but if you guys, if you find yourself in Hollywood on a Thursday night,
If you're feeling like a limp biscuit, get your ass over to the Black Rabbit.
or you'll be leaving with a black lip.
I bet if we reheard those songs right now, they would be fucking awful.
I know all the words. I used to have, what was it?
My God, May. Did you have a white tube top?
The chocolate starfish and the hot dog flavored water or whatever, that Limp Bizkit
Oh my
CD.
gosh, no.
I know.
I remember in one of my gender classes I took at UCR, we watched videos of like Limp Bizkit on tour because they would throw baloney at women.
Ugh.
Yeah, they're so disgusting. Anyway, so Brittany liked douchey guys, it appears like, right?
Yeah.
Funny, somewhat funny at least, or successful guys.
But also, those two dudes, specifically Fred Durst and Tom Green, they're also getting bad bitches. Like,
they are.
Christina Aguilera, Drew Barrymore. So,
yeah,
I mean,
and especially at this time, this is when they were like
when they're
all
hot.
the rage.
So it's not like crazy. I mean,
Yeah,
looking back, but
no, definitely not.
Mhm.
But she does seem to be attracted to somewhat problematic guys.
okay.
So then another thing Brittany did is she would fall often for her co-stars. So one co-star she fell for was Eminem, who she met while filming 8 Mile.
Yeah.
NT was talking about their relationship, and he said that everybody knew that he kept her, like, quote, on a leash.
Mm.
Like, he'd ditch her for his friends, and he'd keep her
sure.
waiting. Like, they'd make plans and shit. And she would wait around for him because she seemed to really want this to happen.
Yeah.
This was 2002 Eminem. He's
Right.
fucking huge, and the movie's doing really good.
Yeah. Oscar buzz.
Yeah, so I think she was
Also,
hella into that.
He's also super on drugs at this point.
Yup.
Unbeknownst to the rest of us.
Yeah, but no, totally. And she's getting all caught up in that, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So NT said basically he would like pursue her, then push her away to kind of keep her around, you know?
I bet. That sounds
And
like him.
Yeah, and he never really gave a shit about her.
Yeah.
So then her most famous co-star romance was Ashton Kutcher.
This I remember from the Lifetime movie too. They like this was most of the movie.
Who played him?
Nobody. I don't know.
Oh, that sucks. Was he fine?
No.
Oh, that sucks. So they started dating after starring together in Just Married in 2003.
I actually like that couple though. It seems like they go together.
They seem like they fit, right? They
Same
were super
vibe.
cute together, I
Yeah.
thought. Yeah. Like they both play ditzy people, you know?
Yeah.
But they're not. Yeah, I totally got that. And they're hot.
Yeah.
And their relationship was pretty hot for the press. And there was always questions about like, were they engaged? Weren't they engaged? Were they engaged? Weren't they engaged? So that's why I say maybe she was engaged 4 times because I don't really count this one. I don't know. So 3 for sure.
Okay.
I don't know with him. What did they say in the movie?
I don't remember.
All right. So they had issues for sure.
Yeah.
Auntie lawyer said that Ashton liked to have sex with Brittany in the AM, and then in the PM would be out with other girls, seemingly getting it on with somebody else.
Well, if you're Ashton Kutcher in the year of our Lord 2002 or 2003, whenever that was,
you gonna pull that double dick shift, baby.
Well, that's the name of this episode. You got to take off your Von Dutch hat.
Yep, set it aside. Put it in your. Didn't we say he had his Von Dutch hats like professionally closeted?
Yes, of course he did.
Allegedly, this is also the routine he had with January Jones and Demi Moore.
Yeah.
So before anything, if there was an engagement, everything was called off and they ended their relationship within that same year. Then in 2004, she started dating Jeff Quatinitz, who is a producer and talent manager.
Okay.
They dated for a total of 13 months, including 4 months engagement. He was constantly cheating on her.
Oh, no.
They were engaged, but this shit was not going anywhere.
Okay.
And friends say that Brittany really wanted to get married. And really, especially around this time, because she's getting into her late 20s now.
Yeah.
And so, you know, that's that awful thing that girls start to feel because everybody makes us believe that shit.
And she's had 3 serious boyfriends.
Yeah. And,
you know.
And another thing people always say about her, too, is that she liked being with wealthier men. So she was particularly interested in Jeff. Who doesn't,
girl?
Yeah, I mean, good for her. Yeah. So she was super interested in Jeff, who at the time was CEO of a talent and production company in Santa Monica that I guess was doing really well.
Wow.
So when they broke up and ended their engagement, she seemed to get pretty depressed. But she bounced right back because the next year, in 2005, she started dating Joe Macaluso, who is a low-key actor and does some behind-the-camera shit, too.
Okay.
They met while she was filming the romantic comedy Little Black Book, and they also got engaged in 2006.
Do you remember who the lead is in Little Black Book? The co-lead, the dude?
No. I've never seen that movie.
I'm trying to remember what's up with that movie. What is that?
I do not remember at all. Ron Livingston?
Oh, no.
Ew.
Oh, no. Fucking burger?
Yeah. Ew, we do not need to watch this fucking movie. No, I hate burger.
Fucking hot dog?
That's the worst fucking season of sex. And that's the most savage thing that fucking Big tells her. You're still dating that guy, hot dog?
Hot dog?
He's like drinking whiskey on a golf course. Oh, God. All right. Anyways, okay, so she started dating Burger. No, I'm just kidding. Joe Macaluso. So they got engaged in 2006, but they cut it off 5 months after getting engaged, with rumors of Joe still having feelings for an ex-girlfriend and maybe still being with that ex-girlfriend. This engagement and relationship was kept super quiet, and so it didn't come out until after the fact. That's another thing you start to see with Brittany is she starts to really pull back from public life. I think after everything went down with Ashton and Eminem.
Yes.
Because that was so heavily publicized, I think it kind of dragged her, and she was like, maybe I don't want my shit out there.
Because her and Ashton for like a minute were doing the most.
They were so the most. They would be macking on the red carpet and like all over each other.
He would be
fucking
like
Pete Davidson and Ariana Grande.
Yes.
Before the age of Twitter and Instagram.
A whirlwind romance like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dude. Anyways.
Does Kutcher have big dick energy?
I hope so. Please let him have that. He is so fun. So then she started dating Simon Monjack.
That's her husband.
Yep. This is the man who would become her first and only husband in 2007.
Okay.
Simon is a British screenwriter, allegedly.
Right. He's a screenwriter in the way that everyone in LA is a screenwriter.
Right. He's certainly British. Like, that's not alleged. We're not questioning that shit. But we're not certain about the whole screenwriter thing, like May said. That's a word you hear around LA a lot. Like, I'm an actress. I'm a model. Bitch, she fucking unemployed. His major credit line on any film is from the movie Factory Girl about Edie Sedgwick. Remember that movie?
Yeah. About
With,
the Warhol era with fucking. I like her, but she a homewrecker though.
Yeah, Jude Law's wife. I hate that.
Sienna Miller.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Don't take that. I don't want to associate her with him because he's a dick.
Yeah. But to homewrecker in chief Sienna Miller.
Seriously. So that's like his one credit line that he has. But
wait, but what is his? He wrote that?
It's he has a credit as a screenwriter. Listen.
Okay.
But it's shady as fuck because Simon sued the movie studio, director, and film writers, claiming that they stole the script from him.
Okay.
That lawsuit put production of the movie on hold.
Uh-huh.
And so they were losing a ton of money and everybody was getting super fucking frustrated.
Yeah.
So in an effort to just move shit along, he got a quick settlement out of court and got his name forever linked to the movie.
Wow.
That's fucking shady, right?
Can we do that? Let's do that.
What? Someone tell us what James Cameron's next fucking
Avatar 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7.
Yep,
we had that idea.
We wrote that shit.
It's called Pocahontas.
Simon was also married once in Las Vegas, and he was still legally married at the time he met and began dating Brittany.
Okay.
That marriage didn't legally end up until right before he married Brittany too. Like he didn't bother to get a divorce.
Yeah.
That wife once claimed that Simon mentally and physically assaulted her.
Well, that shit just doesn't go away. So
No.
we can assume what he's doing to Brittany now.
Exactly.
Okay.
Also, I think Brittany thought Simon was super wealthy. I think he played it off when he was first courting her. But by all means, that appears to be lies.
Well, they met at the red carpet because he was also, his main gig was a paparazzo.
Yes.
Right? So,
but but the story they tell is that they met because they were working on making a movie about a book. Like he was gonna write a book adaptation. That's the story that they told.
Yeah.
But yeah, everybody else basically says like, oh, he's fucking paparazzi, and she met him like that.
Yeah. Okay. That's
There's
that must be the
him.
dream for a paparazzi, huh? Like to
Fuck yeah.
fucking hook up with one of the girls. There is
They
something
need to
about
start
him.
They need to start having fine ass paparazzi. I bet they would hook up.
Yeah, they would, huh? No, but you're right. He seems,
there's something about him.
You know who he reminds me of? Do you remember when Brittany had that shady ass manager?
Yes, Simon something. Sam something.
Lufty?
Yes. Oh my God, May. Yes. Like a lot of people think, and I think most of us agree, that Simon had some sort of weird, huge hold on her.
Yeah.
And he was really controlling.
Well, wasn't it? Okay, maybe this was just in the Lifetime movie, but did her mom have cancer?
Yes. No, she had breast cancer.
Okay, so I think she was going through some shit.
Yeah, she was going through some shit for sure.
Yeah, and then like this guy shows up and like,
yes,
I could see how you could fall into something like that.
Because she really wanted to get married too.
Yeah.
So he kind of finessed his ass in there.
Right.
People in the biz say that Simon wouldn't let her talk to a lot of people that she had been friends with and a lot of connections she had.
Huh.
And then he kind of kept her home, like away from people.
Yeah.
And turned her into a low-key agoraphobia.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah, which as we know is a huge red flag and sign of abuse.
Mm-hmm.
And it's super odd to see them together. They don't fucking fit.
Because she's fucking beautiful.
Yes, and he's this tall, sloppy, chubby fucking Joe who's like broke.
Yeah.
And she's gorgeous, rich, talented, you know, like
she could like really get anyone she wants, you know?
Yeah, I don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
And Simon appeared to be suffering from drug problems. This is all speculative, right?
Okay.
We don't know, but
like street drugs or
I think like coke.
Okay.
Simon had a heart attack in his mid-30s. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way that doesn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
So he wasn't a healthy dude. He's also overweight, like I said. He just does. He looks like fucking.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He's like always sweating.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Like I see pictures of him outside, and like his shirt's too small. The bottom of his belly's hanging out. I'm like, bro, buy a shirt that fits. You can get a 3-pack of Hanes for like real cheap. Ask Fred Durst. He knows all about that shit. He also suffered from seizures.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like he would have seizures often.
Interesting.
And my dude had some legal issues.
Mm-hmm.
The highlights of which are an arrest for credit card fraud. He was once sued by a bank after he had 4 consecutive evictions and allegedly owed over $400,000 in rent.
Holy fuck.
And he once faced deportation for overstaying his visa.
Wait a minute. How do you go? What is he renting where he owed $400,000?
I don't know.
Like who?
Like big ass condos in LA.
Like who rented him a $10,000 spot when he had 3 evictions on his record?
I don't know, dude. I think like those laws, like remember we were talking about it with Tiff, like unlawful retainer. Those are hella like low key, like they're real relaxed towards renters.
Like I know it's hard to get somebody out, but like why do you take on that renter?
Yeah, I don't know. Fake name. Maybe he made it work for himself. Who knows?
That's true. That's true.
That feels sketchy.
Yeah.
So Simon dated Brittany less than a year, and they weren't very public about their relationship before they got married. It was just like all of a sudden they had a secret fucking Jewish ceremony and they were married.
Mm-hmm. Is she Jewish?
Nope, she's not. He is. And it doesn't look like she converted for him, but their ceremony was Jewish. So I don't know what that means. I mean, I know they smash that little can and then they do the hot.
It's not a can like this. It's you don't smash a can on your forehead.
It's not like when you in beer pong, like you take the can and you're like,
you
oh, like Hulk Hogan.
No, that's not what happens.
Fuck, man. No, I'm never converting to Judaism.
To Jerseyism.
To Jerseyism.
That's Jerseyism when you crush a can on your forehead.
that is Jerseyism. Then you get your Jersey Shore license. You get to Mac on Pauly D and go home. Okay. So by the time Brittany got with Simon, she was already becoming a tabloid disaster.
Really? I don't remember her being much in the tabloid. Aside from she had like a weight thing.
Right. So in the early 2000s, she went through a dramatic weight loss, like May said. She was one of those actresses, which I think was actually, when I was thinking back on this, a lot of actresses around that time did that.
Yeah,
where they were already thin and then they turned rail thin.
It was
Nicole Richie, that Olsen twin.
Yeah.
Remember? They were already skinny girls and then they went fucking like...
Yeah.
This weight loss led to a bunch of initial rumors floating around about her regarding maybe anorexia or an eating disorder and cocaine use. At the time of her death, everyone seemed to assume that Brittany was on drugs, which I don't think is necessarily fair because I think it's kind of a cheap cop-out at any young person who dies.
Yeah.
But that's the first speculation you kind of hear when a young person passes away.
Because it's not supposed to happen, you know?
Exactly. Her mother and Simon both publicly spoke out saying Brittany couldn't even use drugs because she had a heart murmur, so everyone needs to shut the fuck up.
Oh, okay.
But that's never been confirmed or anything.
But her autopsy, though, okay, never mind.
Yeah, so there's a lot of stories about drug use during her life, and there were some records of Brittany's paranoia that only kind of inflamed those drug stories, which I'll get to in a second. Anti-Lawyer says that Harvey Weinstein pushed a lot of bad press regarding Brittany's alleged drug use to the press and to Hollywood people. He says that Harvey really had it out to ruin Brittany's career during the last years of her life because it appears like Brittany, like a lot of actresses that we know now, like pushed him off, like
rebuffed him.
Yes. So, and like we know now also a lot of actresses that were caught in the path of Weinstein had their careers ruined by him. Allegedly, she wasn't nominated for her role in Girl Interrupted because of Harvey also. He told people not to vote for her, not to nominate her, not to cast her, or he wouldn't forget.
Okay, but I was going to say in defense of Harvey Weinstein, but
yeah.
No. That's not what I mean. If you try to nominate 2 people, because obviously Angelina was going to get the supporting actress nom.
For sure. And she was going to win that shit.
You don't, she did win that shit. But you don't want to split the vote with 2 people in the same movie.
Yeah, but it does happen.
It does happen, but then like if you split the vote, then somebody else probably wins who didn't deserve it, you know? So probably just like Harvey Weinstein was famous for the way that he campaigned for the Oscars. So that could have been strategic. But I mean, regardless of that, when you're saying like he said, don't cast her or whatever, that's different.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
NT also says that her ex, Jeff Quatinetz, remember the guy, the producer, that he helped like kind of ruin her reputation after they broke up.
Blackball her?
Yeah, he would like badmouth her and try to bury her. He basically wanted her out.
Okay.
Now, I'm kind of torn. Like, I don't know. I don't want to, and she's gone now, so I don't want to say these things about her. But low key, I've come to like somewhat low key conclusion that she probably did drugs. I think it's exaggerated the way they make it seem like she's a fucking drug addict. But I think it's probably more likely that she did drugs than that she didn't.
But do you think like recreationally?
Yeah, that's what I mean. I don't think it was like a problem, but I just think she probably recreationally used drugs. Like, you know?
Okay.
So she was getting kicked off roles around the late 2000s, left and right, including her character. She was kicked off and recast in Happy Feet 2.
Oh, okay.
And Simon was real pissed at Warner Brothers after they fired her from Happy Feet 2 because that's something he really wanted Brittany to do because it was safe, you know? She wasn't going to be out there in the public. She was still going to get paid hella money. Yeah, so Brittany was also allegedly really depressed following this and just about her career in general because by, the late 2000s, the last studio film she did at the time of her death was in 2004.
And what year did she die?
2009.
Jesus. Yeah.
So she was super frustrated because she thought, these are talents that I've worked really hard at my whole life.
Yeah.
To master, and now they're not being showcased.
Right.
So now it's 2009. Brittany's married to Simon. Her career is basically flopping. There's a lot of bad press going on about her, especially within Hollywood, that leads to her not being cast for things that she's up for and leads to her not really getting the A-list movies that she was getting in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
Simon also was allegedly really particular about what roles she auditioned for, and a lot of people point the finger at him for being part of her downfall.
Okay.
Which I'm sure I agree. And like we said earlier, Brittany's mom had breast cancer, and she was living with Brittany, who supported her financially.
Yeah.
And Simon, like I said, suffered seizures, and Brittany had to take care of his ass too, financially and physically sometimes, because Simon would get seizures so bad that little ass Brittany Murphy would have to jump on top of him to try to get him to not swallow his own tongue.
Wow.
So,
that's a lot of pressure.
Fuck yeah, that's way too much on your back. Like,
yeah,
somebody needs to help you.
Right. Ooh, I was just thinking that if she would have held on, if she would have been alive, she would have had a comeback. She would have been like on like American Horror Story or like something like that.
Totally. Yeah, totally.
Because I think that doing TV, it was still that time where like doing TV for a movie, quote unquote, movie star was a bad look.
Yeah, which now is not.
Right. Yeah. Man.
I know. And there's definitely something wrong with Brittany around this time. If you see pictures of her towards the end of her life, she looks very fragile and she looks very unhealthy. Her eyes are like sunken in and she just looks tired. Honestly, she looks tired.
Yeah.
And on top of it, she's taking care of two other fucking fragile, unhealthy people.
Yeah.
So Simon and Brittany's mom say that before her passing, Brittany was talking about wanting to leave Hollywood behind. Like, she was fucking done with this town. She wanted to start over. She wanted to move to New York and she wanted to start a family with Simon.
Okay.
Unfortunately, she kept getting sick, so they never were able to move.
Okay.
She would get the flu, she would get laryngitis, she never felt well, and she suffered from heavy menstrual cycles, which led to her becoming anemic, so she's even more tired.
Yeah.
On her final night alive, Brittany was in her bed struggling to breathe. She called a pharmacist on the phone while her lips were turning blue.
No way.
And she made an appointment to go see her physician.
Damn, go to the emergency room. Your lips are turning blue.
I know, me. On December 20th, 2009, paramedics respond to the West Hollywood home of Brittany and her husband, Simon Monjack. Brittany had collapsed in her shower and was unresponsive. Her mother, Sharon Murphy, like I said, also lives there and she's there. Brittany was rushed to Cedars-Sinai Medical Center where she's pronounced dead at 32 years old after suffering cardiac arrest.
Wow.
R.I.P.
R.I.P.
The initial LA County coroner's report indicates that he believed Brittany died of natural causes, but the death certificate that was released on December 29th, 2009, indicated her cause of death as, quote, deferred pending toxicology reports.
Yeah, that's the right call.
Yeah.
Okay.
Brittany's father was not listed on her death certificate. Under father, it listed, quote, unknown.
Okay.
So this should give a bold indication of how estranged they were at the time of her passing.
Yeah.
Her father also did not attend her funeral.
Oh my God.
And reports differ on just how long they had gone without speaking to each other. But it looks like for about the last 5 years of her life, they hadn't spoken. He ended up like appealing and throwing a fit and going to court and shit and getting himself listed on her death certificate in 2011.
I remember this.
Yeah, I bring him up because now all of a sudden he fucking cares about her now that she's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that guy's a piece of shit. Anyways, on February 25th, 2010, Brittany Murphy's death was ruled accidental following a full autopsy, which revealed both pneumonia and anemia, exacerbated by her use of a combination of legal over-the-counter medications.
Over the counter.
Right. The Los Angeles County coroner said she had a weakened state due to her iron deficiency, which led to the vulnerability of infection.
Okay.
The coroner specifically said they couldn't rule out the drug combination she had in her system in her weakened state as contributing to her death. So low-key, like kind of a drug overdose also.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, but it sounds like it's like she's like on NyQuil.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's definitely stuff like that.
Yeah, wow.
It was like acetaminophen, hydrocodone. It was like,
well, that's Vicodin. So
okay,
yeah.
The coroners also said because Simon and his mom and her mom basically didn't shut up after this shit. Immediately after she died, Simon said he didn't want her to have a full autopsy, which led people to be like, what the fuck are you trying to hide?
Yep.
Like, don't you want fucking answers, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So the coroners started having to like kind of defend themselves from him, and they ended up saying this death was preventable. People came out saying that Simon had a prescription pill problem and that fool liked to shop around for drugs.
Mm-hmm.
So Simon and her mom would give Brittany over-the-counter medications instead of sending her to a real doctor.
Oh.
Which maybe could have saved her life.
Yeah. Wow.
After the death, Simon came out giving interviews and shit saying Brittany died of a broken heart and he was going to write a book.
I'm sure he was. Cash in.
Make some money. So he said that he was going to write all about how Hollywood turned their back on her and he wanted to expose studios who lied about Brittany's bad behavior. He said that studios would fire her from a film or not hire her at all for allegedly failing to learn her lines, being late, drug use, and being a party girl. But he says that all of those allegations were calculated and false and used to ruin her career.
So he was about to have a tell-all, basically.
Yeah, basically.
He was going to be a whistleblower.
Yeah.
Okay, so are there conspiracy theories? I'm sure there are conspiracy theories.
There's a million conspiracy theories,
okay,
which I'll get to. That one podcast I listened to, they said they didn't believe him, like all the stuff he's saying, but I kind of believe him, especially now knowing what we know about Harvey.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think she was seriously depressed. Like, you know, like there's no way.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But it's just fucking shady because Simon's fucking shady. So everything he says, you're going to take as a grain of salt.
Right.
A lot of like the public in general kind of hates him. And a lot of people think that without him, she might still be alive.
Well, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Yes. Because without him, you have a partner who's not emotionally abusive, who's not trying to, feed into your agoraphobia, who's going to be like, dude, you're sick. Let's go to the hospital. Let's go.
Get out there. Put yourself out
there.
Like,
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's maybe going to help you instead of you help them all the time.
Yeah.
And just give you that comfort.
Mm-hmm.
So Simon's mom, after Brittany passed, started going to the tabloids and putting out all this news about Simon. She was saying that he was doing really bad mourning his wife, but also having really bad health problems. And allegedly, he had suffered his second heart attack 1 week before Brittany's death.
Okay.
So he's an unhealthy person.
Yeah.
On May 23rd, 2010, 5 months following the death of Brittany Murphy, her husband Simon Monjack was found dead in the same home. Brittany's mom found him unconscious in the master bedroom, and when paramedics arrived, he was pronounced dead on scene.
Wow.
When this news hit, I remember immediately thinking he committed suicide over the grief of losing Brittany.
Yeah.
But then, little by little, things started to unravel, and the LA coroner again noted his cause of death as acute pneumonia and anemia, just like Brittany.
Yeah.
So this fucking changes everything.
Yes.
The public at this point is heavily speculating regarding the two deaths of very young people within such close proximity to one another. Sharon Murphy issues a statement to the public to stop making reckless comments about her daughter and son-in-law, misusing any prescription medications or drugs. However, it did look like Brittany and Simon were kind of living this unhealthy lifestyle together.
As far as drug use goes?
Maybe. I just think, and again, I hate saying things about her because she's gone, but I think he clearly had eating issues, right? Like he's overweight, and so and then I think she did too. So maybe they fed into each other with that shit, and like maybe the recreational drug use like just fed into each other with that shit. You know?
Yeah, right.
The staying away from people, like they're living at home, they're like fucking low key recluse, you know?
Yeah.
It's unhealthy. It's not a good situation to be in. And like she's bitter, and you know, and rightfully so, because her career is not doing well, and he's just like feeding into that bitterness. Like you said, like he's not helping pull her out of that shit. So the death of Brittany Murphy standalone, I don't think is entirely unbelievable. She did have a weakened immune system, and she was very, very frail, thin, and suffering from pneumonia and anemia. And standalone, although it is shocking, I think her death would have been believable.
Yeah.
Based on her diagnosis and her lack of proper treatment.
Right.
Because people do die from pneumonia, not people 32 years old.
Sure.
But like there's a lot of stories like in the attorney world of attorneys that like die from sicknesses that they were ignoring.
They work themselves to death.
Yeah, and like I think I could totally see that happening, like where you're like, well, this will be over soon, you know? Like she had been sick for a long time, and so she was just kind of like taking it like she was kind of, what is that called? Like when you get like, it's not a big deal to you anymore? Jaded?
Jaded,
Like she's like jaded by the whole shit, like, you know? So I could see that happening, but then her husband dying like right after, it's just too sketchy. It makes people wonder.
So they are, what's the tea?
All right, so this is the tea. So there's hella theories, right?
Uh-huh.
Conspiracy and regular ass theories.
Uh-huh.
There are, let me tell you how many big ones. There are like 3 big ones, and those are the ones I'm going to talk about.
Okay.
So one huge theory regarding their deaths had to do with the house they shared.
That's the big one. That's the big one.
People thought their house had mold in it.
Yeah.
And that makes sense because
Right.
they're both living together.
Yes.
On July 26, 2010, the LA coroner refuted speculation brought on by the public that toxic mold in the shared home is what caused both of their deaths.
Was it rented?
Yeah. No.
No, she owned it?
It was purchased, yeah. Because her mom sold it or tried to sell it.
Okay. Because wasn't there also, her mom filed a lawsuit in relation to this?
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
So the coroner confirmed that Sharon, Steven, and their lawyer all sat down to discuss a possible mold situation immediately after Brittany first passed.
Yeah.
But that was thrown out.
Okay.
Sharon Murphy then released a statement saying nobody from the health department or coroner or ever came to my house to inspect it for mold after Brittany's death. So she denies the entire meeting. And the coroner said, no, that shit was true. Like, shut up. You know, like, so they're going back and forth now.
Yeah.
However, then Brittany's publicist actually came out and say, yes, the home was inspected for mold 2 months prior to Brittany Murphy's death. And it was deemed safe for the family to occupy, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah.
Why would you need your home to be inspected for mold if, other than like, hey, I got mold, can you come inspect it? You know what I mean?
Right. And wouldn't it have come up during the initial inspection when you purchase the house?
Yeah.
Especially if you're getting a mortgage, you have it.
Yeah.
You have to have the house inspected.
Yeah.
And mold just doesn't crop up overnight.
Hell no.
Okay.
So at this point, Sharon Murphy is leaning towards mold being in the home, being the cause of death for Brittany and her son-in-law, Simon. Simon. She seemed to suspect mold once she started trying to sell the house in early 2011, and she was having problems doing so.
Okay.
On December 19th, 2011, Sharon filed a malpractice lawsuit against one of the attorneys who represented her in a settlement against the builders of the home after she had become convinced that mold was indeed the cause of her daughter and son-in-law's death. She indicated that she was unaware that the early settlement caused her to not be able to sue for wrongful death. So that malpractice suit and the wrongful death was later settled privately in 2013 for an undisclosed amount.
Okay.
So that's basically what we have about the mold theory.
Okay.
Another theory is that Brittany was poisoned. So, and this is Brittany's dad. So everybody remember what I said about him.
Okay, hold on. Would this mean that that Simon was poisoned as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Brittany Murphy's dad, Angelo, sued the Los Angeles County Coroner's Office for access to Brittany's hair samples, saying that he disagreed with the cause of death listed on the coroner's reports and wanted his own chemical analysis.
Okay.
Well, I want everybody to remember that Brittany's mom and dad divorced when she was 2. She appeared to have little contact with him throughout her life. She definitely hadn't talked to him for years at the time of her death. So he's estranged and he seems to be an attention seeker.
Yeah, and it seems like if indeed he wants this information, it's so that he can benefit in some way.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not to avenge the death of his daughter or for justice for Brittany. It's like,
absolutely not.
How can I cash in?
Exactly. So he ended up losing this lawsuit for access to her hair samples twice over stupid jurisdictional issues. I think the second time he literally fucking forgot he had a hearing and didn't show up.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's a loser. Then the coroner was like, whatever, man. Just let him have some of the hair and tissue. Because he was able to prove he was conclusively her father. So he was like, well, you're entitled to it. Like, let's stop all this.
Okay.
So Brittany's dad sent that all off to a private independent lab named the Carlson Company. On November 18th, 2013, Angela Bertolotti revealed a report from the private lab, which found high levels of heavy metals in Murphy's system and hair. He argued that one of the metals is also a metal found in rat poison. Okay? This is so far-fetched. Like, you're fucking leaning here. But he tried to argue that this was conclusive evidence that both Brittany and Simon were deliberately poisoned.
Okay.
Brittany's mom immediately calls him a quack. She's like, this is fucking silly. This is clearly not conclusive, because one of the reasons someone could have high levels of metal in their hair is if they dye their hair too much. And Brittany's not a natural blonde, so she's been consistently bleaching her hair for years.
Yeah, okay.
And also, I guess since it's a private lab, there's some questions with regard to its credibility as well.
Okay.
The LA County coroner publicly responded, saying that it never suggested the presence of poison once he finally got a copy of it.
Oh,
he was like, this is bullshit. Like, this is all regular shit.
Yeah, okay. Ooh. Fun fact, there's rat poison in your hair dye, guys.
Bloop. There's one part of your hair dye has one part of rat poison. So whatever that means. All right. And the biggest conspiracy is that Brittany Murphy was murdered, right? And by the government.
Okay. No. Nah.
This one's so ridiculous.
No.
All right. So this one's so ridiculous, but I'm going to tell it because it's fucking wild. A woman by the name of Julia Davis claims that Brittany Murphy was murdered by the government. Julia was born in the former USSR, which is now the Ukraine. She was a stunt woman in Hollywood and did stunt work for a lot of people, including Angelina Jolie. In 2002, she decided to take a break from Hollywood. And in 2004, she started a new career working for Immigration and Customs Enforcement, a.k.a. ICE, a.k.a. Border Patrol. So So she starts working at the border, and on July 4th, 2004, she notices a lot of people coming into the United States from designated terrorist countries, aka the Middle East.
Okay.
Then she noticed that none of the regular protocol that they used to grant entrance into the US was being used on those people. So post 9/11, that seemed sketchy, and also at this time the government believed that there was going to be an attack on July 4th. And even had memos circulated to all Border Patrol agents to be on alert on that date.
Okay.
In the podcast I heard breaking this down, they were like, that's actually an interesting day. If you think of it, I never think of it. Like, I always think, like, where would a terrorist attack happen? You know, I never think, like, what day.
Uh-huh.
But July 4th is pretty solid because everybody's, like, off work, not on high alert, like, barbecuing and shit. There's fucking fireworks in the air.
I didn't think of it that way. I thought it was more of a symbolic thing.
Oh, and also that, you know, it's kind of weird. So Julia says after she notices all this, she tries to immediately let Intel know, but lo and behold, they're all off for the holiday. So she goes up the ladder once more and claims once she did this, everybody got crazy pissed off at her for making them look bad and making it look like they were, you know, not protecting the American public. So she says that the government starts tracking her. There's planes flying over her home. They're watching her. They're in her phone and shit.
Well, she's not wrong. There's planes over our houses. They're listening to our conversations.
They hella are. They're listening to this
podcast
right now. Shout out, Trump. Go fuck yourself. And the government ends up putting immigration charges against her, leading to her being labeled as a domestic terrorist, which is really crazy.
Based on what?
I don't know. Like, that, all that shit is sealed.
Wow. Okay.
She ended up countersuing the government and they all settled out of court. She got fired from her job and she filed another lawsuit for that shit and got settled out of court. So why the fuck do we care about this for purposes of a podcast episode about Cher, aka Brittany Murphy?
No, she's not Cher. She's Ty.
Oh, Ty. My bad. Julia claims Brittany Murphy testified in court in support of her claims. So Julia is convinced that the government poisoned Brittany and Simon for their support of her. But this makes no fucking sense.
How does she even know Brittany?
Exactly. How does Brittany Murphy come into this? Brittany's mom, first thing she says is like, Brittany didn't even know you.
Yeah, okay.
And it's not immediately clear how Brittany would know her. You can find a lot on Julia Davis with almost nothing about Brittany being involved in this whole fiasco. And the Betches podcast I listened to, they said they looked at Julia Davis's IMDb page and Brittany Murphy's and compared it. And they worked on 0 projects together.
Okay.
So this is by far the most radical of all the theories. And it's like so fucking conspiracy theory shit.
Yeah. Okay. I don't like this one.
No, you're like way down the fucking rabbit hole.
Yeah.
And the last thing I want to talk about with regard to her alleged murder is that Brittany was suffering from a lot of paranoia around the time of her death. And this is what NT Lawyer gets into a lot in his podcast. And he flat out says Brittany Murphy was murdered.
And does it have to do with Harvey?
No.
Okay.
I mean, yes and no.
Okay.
Maybe. In May of 2009, there's a story about Brittany being cast in the movie The Expendables. Remember that movie with like Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Everybody.
And, yeah.
Is that movie that old?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
The first one.
The first one. Okay.
Yeah. So she was cast and then suddenly she was written out of the entire script. And it was played out in Hollywood as Brittany being written out due to her need for nose reconstruction due to her cocaine problems.
Okay. All right.
But sources say she just didn't want to do the movie, and Liam Neeson had been cast also, but he didn't want to do it either, so they were both written out.
So she actually filmed it?
No, she was signed on to do it, and then she just got written out before it started.
Okay. And also, are there women in that movie?
Yeah, there's some.
Okay.
NT Lawyer says he himself spoke directly to Brittany Murphy regarding getting written out of The Expendables. And she even acknowledges the cocaine nose job rumor. And she's like, that's pretty smart, but no, that's obviously not what happened. She said she didn't want to leave the country to shoot the film. She says she had a fear of leaving the country because she believed people were after her and she believed that she was going to be killed.
Whoa.
NT lawyer says he told this to her, like straight up, person to person.
Yeah.
He said he was like, well, the whole movie isn't outside of the country, right? Like, what do you care about that? And she's like, well, what really freaked me out is there's one day of filming in New Orleans. So NT lawyer was like, the fuck? Like, why do you care about New Orleans? Like, why does that scare you? But she said that it was really weird because they had all these weeks of filming in Brazil. They had all these weeks filming in like these other locations. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, they all got a new script where they added one day of filming in New Orleans. And that fucking freaked her out.
Okay.
And then looking back, NT lawyer's like, obviously she was like very nervous about somebody trying to get her. Because that's just like, you're crazy paranoid at that point, right?
Yeah.
He also said that at the time that he met her, she looked awful. That she was filming her last film. She had sunken eyes. She looked she was tired. It was not a good time for her.
Okay.
Another huge paranoia red flag happened on October 28th, 2009, so very shortly before her death. Brittany called the police at 2:30 in the morning and said that there were gunshots at her house.
At her, so like in her house.
Yes. So the cops came to investigate and did a sweep of her house and everything. And they came to the conclusion that her house's generator was malfunctioning and that was causing the noise. However, it was played out in the press as saying Brittany is scared of popping generators because she's fucking high and she's paranoid and shit, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
So it's not a good look for her. NT lawyer said, you know, they have pictures of the house and shit, and he says some shit that kind of rubbed me the wrong way where he's like, that house didn't have generators on it. But I mean, you don't know. Like, and it's not like he didn't go to the house, so I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that.
Most houses in the Hollywood Hills, I would imagine, don't.
Right? Yeah. Why would you need an external generator?
Right. So I think that it's probably just an educated guess.
Yeah. The only theory I don't really get into regarding Brittany's alleged murder is the one that NT lawyer, like, you got to listen to his podcast because I'm not trying to take money from that fool. But he says Brittany had a sort of relationship with older Egyptian mogul Muhammad al-Fayyad.
The father of Dodi?
Yeah. Son was famously died with Princess Diana in the limo in Paris. You can Google them and there are pictures of them, but they look to me, it looks like they're at events together and he's the owner of like Harrods and shit, right?
Yeah,
So he's going to be on red carpets for fashion shit. Allegedly, his and Brittany's relationship ended when she found out and threatened to expose his activities with underage girls. And women are finally coming forward against him with those allegations.
I was going to say, I've heard that.
Yeah. So that's basically it. Those are basically the theories surrounding her death. Friends do say Brittany felt like people were coming for her as early as 2008. But at the same time, whenever she tried speaking out about it, the public and Hollywood tried to squash it as her drug use and write her off as crazy and shit. So it just kind of would ruin her reputation more. So she wanted to be quiet about it too. And she was going through a super hard time with her mom, with Simon, and her failing career. Brittany was talented and young, and we lost her too soon. Her death and the subsequent death of her husband is eerie, and it definitely leaves a bad feeling. Like, kind of gives you goosebumps.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know what to think of her death. Do you think she was killed? Why kill Simon? Like, why does he matter?
Because he knows.
Maybe. Another thing I was reading is like, don't forget that Salma Hayek said that Harvey told her that he would kill her and that he could kill her.
Yeah.
And we know Harvey was out for Brittany too.
Yeah, yeah.
I just think Brittany needed to be protected and instead she was getting exploited.
Like you said, if it would have been just her death, for sure, accidental overdose.
And like combination of like her illnesses.
Right.
Just a total tragic thing, you know? Like total preventable tragedy.
But the two deaths in the exact same matter, what did you say, 5 months
5
apart?
months. Yeah. It's so sketchy.
I don't like it.
I don't like it at all. It's a huge red flag.
Yeah.
Tell us what you think, guys.
Yeah. If you know who killed Brittany Murphy?
This is why this story is really hard, because I feel like there's no ending. Like, what happened to her? Her death is a mystery, and it's been 10 years. Next year, it'll be 10 years, you know?
Wow. Yeah. See, and the reason why I initially asked you, like, does Harvey have something to do with it, was because there's that thing about mysterious deaths around Harvey, including Anthony Bourdain.
Yep.
So
maybe, dude, maybe.
I don't know. I want to know the truth.
Me too. And her life deserves that justice for people to know the truth, because she was dragged for a long time and it's not fair.
Right. And she brought so much happiness to so many people.
Yeah.
And she seemed like she was a nice girl, like
a super nice
like
girl.
A sweetheart. So
yeah. R.I.P. guys.
R.I.P. to her. Hope she's rolling with the homies.
Oh,
in heaven.
Yeah, me too. Thug's Mansion.
Get that Thug's Mansion inspected for mold, guys.
You never know. Watch out for sloppy ass dudes.
Yeah, stay away. They're deadly, dude.
That don't pay their rent.
All right. Well, that was this week's Drama Club. Thank you to Stef for giving us a very compelling story.
Thanks for listening, guys. Hit us up on Insta and Twitter at Drama Club Pod.
Hit us up on the hotline at 505-539-0556. And can you give us the air horn, Steph? Special announcement. You can now access dramaclubpod.com.
It is up and running
for all things Drama Club.
Order some stickers, leave us a review, holla at your girls.
The end.
Bye.
However, whatever with your helmet.